In today's video, we're going to be talking about Mikal Bridges and Micah Nori, who completed his interview with the Knicks for their head coaching vacancy. Let's just get the obvious out of the way. Last season, Mikal Bridges was not worth the return that the Knicks gave up, which was 5 first-round picks. He overall just wasn't very efficient. His defense wasn't anywhere close to where I thought it would be. I mean, this is a former runner-up defensive player of the year, super good in Phoenix, and then in Brooklyn, of course, was the number one option, albeit on a bad team. But I expected Mikal to come in to drop 20 a night and to play elite defense and to take the Knicks to the next level, and he just didn't. Like, it's as simple as that. I personally would have preferred Dante DiVincenzo straight up compared to what we got for Mikal last season. I just thought the energy also wasn't there, the tenacity. He had a couple of big moments against the Celtics in the playoffs, but overall, there was nothing outside of that. Like Mikal, like Christmas Day, there was some good games, but over an 82-game season, it just wasn't enough. And now he's eligible for an extension, which is up to 4 years and $156 million. That's $39 million annually a season. No, there's absolutely no reason the Knicks should pay him that. If Mikal does want that, then the Knicks should trade him just like they did Obi, Randall, and Quickly instead of letting them go to free agency, because the worst thing that can happen to the Knicks right now is that they just lose Mikal in free agency for nothing. I don't think he would do that because you got to keep in mind here Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson are on the Knicks. He's not going to do them that dirty, and he'd be an absolute villain. But at the same time, if Mikal's not willing to take a pay cut, when I say pay cut, I don't mean 35, 34 million. I mean a significant, like Jalen Brunson type of pay cut. The Knicks should trade him. And he's got a very movable contract. And it's still Mikal Bridges. He's a big enough name to where you can get a return. And Ian Begley actually did speak about this, saying that, well, the Knicks shouldn't just keep Bridges because they gave up 5 first. If they can get anything of value, they should move him right now. And another reporter for the Knicks, this was weeks ago, said that there was a 40% chance that the Knicks trade someone in their starting lineup. That's pretty big. That's almost 50%. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Knicks do trade Josh Hart or they do trade Mikal Bridges. I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. So I think 40% is also like pretty accurate. But in terms of just Mikal's value, that's going to be kind of the thing here. It can't be very high, especially if the teams know that the Knicks are going to trade him because he's about to hit free agency and they don't want to pay him. They're going to use that as leverage. I think the Knicks should keep Mikal and give him one more season and then go from there. If he does have a great year, then he deserves his money. But you're just so handicapped with Cat making $60 million a year and Mikal making 30 plus million a year. How are you going to build a championship team around that? You're not going to be able to bring in anyone else, and you're going to rely on your rookies to be able to step up. And hopefully the new coach can do that. Dadier, Hapori, McColl, or Kolek. We need to see more out of these guys in the next upcoming season. And of course, the Knicks do hold the 50th pick in the draft tomorrow. I was excited. I thought the draft was Wednesday, which it technically is. But the second round is tomorrow. Why is it 2 different days? That makes literally zero sense. Maybe the Knicks will trade up into the first round tonight, but I highly doubt that. But moving on from that, let's talk about Micah Nori, who, like I said at the beginning of the video, completed his interview with the Knicks for their head coaching vacancy.
Nothing, fast break points, boom goes the dynamite, there goes our lead. We got to treat Bane like you do the elf on the shelf on Christmas morning. You got to find him. He makes everybody comfortable. He's like popcorn during Saturday night movies. Our paint defense was like 7-Eleven, open 24 hours. Realized they had hits on like Donkey Kong the way they started out. First time all year that we were kind of on almost like a hot mess express.
I just feel like what's best for the Knicks right now is a player's coach that can relate to these guys and put them in the best situation to win, especially a roster like New York with Brunson, Cat, Bridges, and Hart. Tibs, he wasn't a good fit for them, and they got far, but a lot of me feels like it was luck, especially the Celtics series. If Brunson doesn't hit that crazy 3 in Game 6 against the Pistons, who knows what happens. Like the Knicks, they had their best season in 25 years, but it almost feels like they should have done a lot more. They sort of beat themselves a lot, and they have some work to do, but it starts with the head coach, and then the rest will sort of come into fruition here. But Micah Nori, man, he would be awesome here with his personality, his leadership, and he would get the most out of these guys. And I do feel like that's what the Knicks need. I'd love an experienced coach, but there's just none available. I mean, Mike Brown is available, and he has a lot of games under his belt. But also, I feel like we have a large enough sample size to kind of know who Mike Brown is with his time with the Cavs and his time, of course, most notably and like recently, the Sacramento Kings. I just think the ceiling is capped. I feel like Mike Brown can come in. The Knicks are going to win a lot of games, but they're not going to be able to get to the promised land. They're not going to get over the top. And why not give Mike Nori a chance? Give an assistant a chance, because that's how you find the next great coach. He's also been under 4 Coach of the Year winners, 16 years as a front office to bench assistant. The Timberwolves have gone to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back seasons, and they credited a lot of that to their guy, Mike Nori. And I wasn't able to put this in the video because I didn't have audio to it, but Anthony Edwards, he dropped 50 points, and he credited it specifically to Nori because he turned 50 that same night. You don't just go out there and score 50 for an assistant coach, any random assistant coach. He means a lot to the Timberwolves and that organization, and I think this is the best thing for the Knicks. It's hilarious how so many comments are like, oh, you're going to let go of Tibs, fire him to bring in Mike Nori? Well, Tibs, if you guys were paying attention, is the main reason why the Knicks did not go to the NBA Finals, because of some poor inbounds, shooting too early in game one, allowing the Pacers to come back, and then all of a sudden, you look at the defense. I mean, what really was that? It was just bad. Like, the Knicks defense was terrible. I get personnel is a lot of that, but you have to put your guys in a situation to succeed, and you've got to be able to make adjustments, most importantly, and it took Tibbs way too long to do that. If he had been going to his bench the whole year, the Knicks would have had a lot fresher legs, and they would have won game one because they would have had fresher legs. So it always going to come back down to the coach. Like, if the Knicks had won the championship, they would have put all of the glory on the players, and if they didn't, so the blame goes on Tibbs. Like, I get that, I'm not naive, but it's just stupid to say that Tibbs isn't a large reason why the Knicks did not get to the finals. The Knicks needed more out of him, and he failed, and I wish him the best of luck. I would have loved to keep Tibbs as an assistant. It doesn't work like that, obviously, but Tibbs was awesome. Like, I listened to him after every game, talked to the media. He knows basketball. He's devoted his entire life to the game of basketball, man, and I respect the hell out of that from somebody who makes daily Knicks videos, even in the June 25th, like the most random day to make a Knicks video because we don't even have a first-round pick. But I'm going to still keep doing it because I love the Knicks and I love basketball, and I do feel like Tibbs is very similar, but he had to go. It was honestly long overdue as well. I posted a short, I think it was like a year ago or 2 years ago, saying that the Knicks were never going to win with Tibbs, and I got a lot of hate for it because the Knicks have been winning lately, but they weren't able to win a championship. And I was right. At the end of the day, I was right. The Knicks were able to be a very high floor team with Tibbs, but not a high ceiling. And, last year's Knicks team, you might think it was amazing, but it really wasn't. Like, there was a lot of issues with the Knicks that they're going to have to address this offseason, and it starts with the head coach. So right now, number 1 on my wish list is Mike Nori. Number 2 on my wish list is Taylor Jenkins. Number 3 is tied between Mike Brown, and I would say you look at the Pelicans assistant coach under Willie Green last year in James Borrego. I think he's a very offensive-minded / analytically driven coach, and Mark Dagnall just won the championship with the Thunder. So I think that could be a move, bro. I wouldn't mind that at all, to be real with you guys.